Welcome back, America. As we said at the top of the show, Democrats have a mortgage fraud problem. First, it was Carol Mosby, the Baltimore state's attorney, Democrat in Maryland, got convicted. Then it was the Attorney General of New York who pursued Donald Trump. She is now under investigation, and now Senator Adam Schiff. Now, that last one will probably sound familiar to you because back in October, we had Seamus Bruner on the show. We did a really important story that said the senator was using two homes at the same time as his primary residence, which a lot of people said was a mortgage fraud. Today, we learned from President Trump that there's a referral from Fannie Mae, the mortgage giant, to the Justice Department to investigate that. Joining us now, the man who broke that great story right here on Just the News and Real America's Voice. He's the executive director of research at the Government Accountability Institute, one of the best investigative reporters known, and a best-selling author of the book Compromised and Control Oligarchs and Fallout, which I was lucky enough to work on. He is our good friend, Seamus Bruner. Seamus, welcome back.
Hey, John, Amanda, it's great to see you. Yeah, this is big news. No one is above the law, as the Democrats like to remind us. That story outlined the pattern of apparent mortgage fraud where Adam Schiff, since 2003, has owned homes in either Maryland or Burbank, California, refinancing them several times along the way and claiming that both homes were his primary residence. That's a huge no-no. It comes with all kinds of financial perks, you know, homestead exemptions and lower interest rates. You're supposed to pay a higher interest rate on your second home. Well, if they're both your primary residence, this could amount to tens of thousands of dollars. And in 2020, Adam Schiff basically admitted by reclassifying the Maryland home as his secondary residence that he had for over 10 years been double dipping here. So this is big news. Fannie Mae's Financial Crimes Division says that this is an apparent pattern of mortgage fraud. They've shipped it off, as you said, to the DOJ, and next steps are whether there's going to be a grand jury, and there's a few other things that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you anticipate that the outcome will be anything close to justice, though? Because, I suppose that you look at instances like Bobby Goldbar's, Bob Menendez, and a lot of people thought, well, nothing's actually going to happen there, but it did. Maybe that's because we're in a new era of law and order and under a Department of Justice that actually believes in keeping and enforcing the laws?
Yeah, well, there's a number of potential remedies here. I mean, beyond Adam Schiff apparently got a get out of jail free card from Joe Biden on the way out for any kind of possible crime. So that's a tough thing to get past. But there's other civil penalties. Fannie Mae can actually retroactively claw back some of this money, slap him with a fine. I believe GOP House investigators can open up hearings and get him on the record. And him going down as a potential mortgage cheat is a form of justice.
Yeah, it would be forever appended to his bio, which a politician does not like to have negativity attached to their bio. When you are pardoned, and obviously there's a big question about whether the pardons are lawful, but let's assume for a second they withstand scrutiny. You still can be sued civilly. So the mortgage giant could sue him for mortgage fraud under the civil statutes. And perceive that. There's an interesting twist. Once you've been pardoned for something, you can't take the Fifth Amendment anymore because you're no longer in danger of being prosecuted. So he may actually be forced to allocute in some of these venues, like let's say Congress called him. He might have to confess to it because he couldn't take the Fifth Amendment. It really does put Adam Schiff in a really awkward position right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, that you're exactly right, John. And this interesting twist with, once pardoned, you get this immunity. Therefore, you can't claim the Fifth because you don't face any legal jeopardy. Hunter Biden was in the same situation. And this really does actually make Joe Biden look bad for giving these kind of blanket pardons when you don't even know what potential crimes may have been committed. Like, I don't think Joe Biden, if he knew anything at all when he was signing these pardons or having the auto pen sign these pardons, I don't think he was thinking about Adam Schiff's mortgage fraud problems. He was thinking about, all of the investigative witch hunts that he was involved with. So signing these blanket pardons, I mean, there's got to be something done about this. You can't just say retroactively anything this person ever committed, they're getting out of jail free for. But it does present this new interesting scenario where he can't plead the Fifth. So this will be kind of fun to watch. What I expect the justice that'll be done, he'll probably pay a fine, pay back the taxes that he saved on, and potentially the homestead exemptions and all of that, and maybe Fannie Mae will make him pay that interest that he saved by claiming as a primary residence. So there's a number of remedies, but overall, I just look forward to hearing him have to actually finally answer for this.
Yeah, but as John said, having that asterisk next to his bio is definitely going to leave a mark.
You're going to have to struggle with that one.
Yeah, indeed. Seamus, I want to ask you about this explosive reporting put out by a legendary journalist by the name of John Solomon regarding this possible 10-year grand conspiracy being investigated starting essentially in 2016, 2017, investigating wiretapping. Who knows? Donald Trump carried all the way
Adam
through.
Schiff was a big part of all of that barraging, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
and carried through the 2020 and the 2024 election. That's going to be a really, really long and hard and nuanced and probably really difficult investigation. But do you think we'll finally get some answers at the end?
Yeah, it is good. I mean, thankfully for John, actually, I mean, thanks to John's reporting, Sarah Carter's, Peter Schweizer's, too many to list. Three elections were interfered with, the 2016, the 2020, and even the most recent election. You've got FBI and swamp monsters trying to put their fingers on the scales in these elections, going back to Comey, but then through 2020 and into 2024. So a grand conspiracy is truly what happened here. And fortunately, we know most of the things that went down. Now it's just time to finally, I mean, I was so encouraged to see, CIA Director Ratcliffe, the CIA memo where they finally admit things we've known for years with Carter Page and the FISA, the defrauding really the FISA court with this stuff. It's good to see finally the agencies fessing up to what went down, and whether we're past the statute of limitations or not remains to be seen. But 2024 wasn't that long ago, and you definitely have shenanigans happening. The shenanigans have probably happened in every election, but not to the same scale as 2016.